What's up, doll collectors, hobbyists, fabsome besties? I'm Toya, an adult doll collector. Welcome to my miniverse. I've been working on a pattern for an easy gown. It's definitely been a process. I started by covering the doll with tape to help get the shape of our pattern, just like we did in our doll prom dress video. You know, this one right here. But that one had a ton of pieces and I kinda wanted to simplify it. So this is where I started. Then I made some adjustments and more adjustments, then a few more. Each time making my test runs with a cotton fabric until I get the fit that I want. And so far, I'm liking this pattern. So let's pick out some fabric. I took a trip to Michael's and headed over to their fabric section. My store has a few cotton prints that look like paintings. Ooh, this could be nice. Mattel just released a Barbie with a Van Gogh print on her dress. Maybe we can make something inspired for less. I picked up this Vincent Van Gogh print. It was $6.99 a yard. And this one by Claude Monet. For this dress, we have two patterns that we need to cut out. The front of the dress needs to be cut on a fold. And for the back of the dress, we need to cut two that are mirror images. Now let's lay out the fabric. Take the pattern for the front, place it on top, and decide which part of the image we want to see. With the good side on the inside, I fold the fabric over, place the pattern on the fold, and secure with pins or clips. I'm going to carefully trace around mine. You can use tailor's chalk. I am using a pencil. Cut on the line drawn, making sure to cut out the little triangle at the top. Now that we have the front of our dress, pin the pattern for the back onto a folded over piece of fabric. You can trace them if you like and cut them out. I pin the fabric slightly away from the fold so we can cut along the edge so I can get two pieces. Let's take the front of the dress and we're gonna sew those little triangles at the top first. So let's flip it over, then fold the fabric in half, matching up those raw edges, and sew a line going straight across. You can sew it with a sewing machine or a needle and thread. I'm sewing mine by hand using a back stitch, and I lightly sketched a line to follow. And I'm trying to keep my stitches pretty small. Repeat for the other side, then take the back two panels and let's match up the curved sides. I use pins to hold them together, then sew all the way along the edge. I'm sewing a straight stitch with my sewing machine using about a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Repeat for the other side. I make a few small cuts at the curves to release the tension. I'm going to open and iron my seams, then flip it over so the good side is facing up. Lay tulle across the top. Carefully sew a straight stitch near the edge. Make a few tension cuts. Flip the tulle over and iron it to finish off the top of the dress. I zigzag stitch the edges on the sides and bottom of the dress, then lay the dress with the good side facing up, and we're gonna fold it in half, matching up the sides. Starting at the bottom, I sew a straight stitch going up 3/8 of an inch from the edge, stopping at the hips. Now we can sew on snaps or Velcro. I like using thin and sleek Velcro. Cut it to the length needed, and then I like to cut mine in half. Sew it to the opening at the top of the dress. Try it on a doll to make sure it fits. All right, that looks pretty decent. Then fold over the bottom edge and iron it. Sew a straight line along the bottom edge to hem it. Now that the dress is done, let's cut a long strip of fabric. This is about 7 inches wide and 23 inches long. Fold it in half so the good side's on the inside. Sew along the raw edges, leaving an opening so it can be turned inside out. Sew the opening closed to make a wrap or shawl to go with the dress. Now let's grab a doll. I'm using my doll I named Anna to try on the dress. She'll be right back once she's dressed in our new inspired gown. The design is pretty simple, but the fabric is selling the idea of what it's supposed to be. This strapless dress is fitted at the top, then flares a little once we get to the knee. The shawl or the wrap, sorry I don't know the official name, is totally optional, and you could use tulle if you want something a little lighter. My pattern is totally not perfect, but once you get the hang of it, you can make a dress in no time. And use a holiday print to make it a holiday dress. But I'm loving our little Van Gogh inspired look. But if you're not in the mood to make a dress, I found a few Coragoo new dresses online. Well, I don't know how new they are, but this is my first time seeing them. These dresses vary in price from $14 to $16. This dress opens up completely. It's made out of mesh and has gold embroidery on the front. It's a one-shoulder dress that's an easy fit on a classic made-to-move Barbie. This dress has a very full skirt, totally giving all the princessy vibes. But since this is the week of Wicked for Good, I got this dress to be a red carpet look for Elphaba. Even though her body type is a little different from a Barbie, I think the dress fits pretty good. So that's an option, but let's give this one a try. It has a little embroidery at the top, sparkly velvet underneath, then mesh at the bottom. I think it's an easy fit on Elphaba. I like the curve at the top and the embroidery. It's fitted around the waist. I think this is totally a red carpet look. And of course, Glinda can walk the red carpet in one of her mini gowns, or we can have her match Elphaba in this gray dress. The top of this dress has a different embroidery pattern, but it still has velvet underneath, followed by a wide skirt. It's not Glinda's usual color, but I feel like we can take a few artistic liberties on the red carpet. After Mattel Creations came out with the Wicked for Good Forever Changed musical keepsake for $160. That sold out. I decided to get a rotating display stand so I can display the dolls I already have. This one has a mirror on top and a remote. Then add a doll stand and a doll to watch our dolls spin around on the red carpet. And if we wanted to sing, we can use one of the singing dolls. Ooh, and I like the crown with the gray dress. There's enough space for 2 doll stands, so Glinda and Elphaba can be displayed together on the red carpet. And if we need a bigger base, we can place a plate on top or a wooden tray, and we can paint it brown, then gold, then place it on top to give us more area. And if you like dolls for dolls, like these Ozian figures that came in the surprise balloons, well, now we can get the figures at Five Below without the surprise. For $5, we can pick up the figures that we want without having to know a code or guess what's inside. Here's Glinda and Elphaba in their school uniforms. They can turn at the head, the shoulder, twist at the hip, and bend to sit down. The figures I got from the Shiz University pack were little bobbleheads, but this one doesn't bobble. But that's not a deal breaker for me, as long as the head can still turn. And I was still looking for the Wizard and Madame Morrible that came with the balloons, but I was able to pick them up at Five Below. Madame Morrible comes dressed in her copper-colored robe with a blue gown underneath. The robe is removable, and she can bend at the waist. The Wizard comes dressed in green with his jacket, but can still bend at the waist. And can his legs move independently? Yeah, they can. Making me very happy to finally complete my mini Wicked collection. Aw, I love that he has a mini. I had so much fun making a few inspired looks today, and finding that fabric at Michael's was awesome. I might have missed out on the Mattel Wicked for Good musical keepsake, but finding a fun way to display dolls that I already have is definitely a win. Thank you for joining us while we had a little fun dressing up our dolls. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell and follow us on Instagram and YouTube at MyFroggyStuff and Bella of MyFroggyStuff on Instagram. And we will see you next time. Bye!